So, you remember when Steve Jobs unveiled the iPhone back in 2007, right? We all think of it as this incredible presentation, but what if I told you it was way deeper than that? What if he wasn't just selling a product, but actually engineering a whole new reality? A reality so clear that it just left no room for anyone else. So how'd he do it? It wasn't just showmanship. It was a masterclass in what you might call reality engineering. Let's break it down.
Okay, so try to picture it. You're in that room. The energy is just electric. And then Jobs walks out, and he doesn't just promise one new thing. He promises three. Right there, with that one sentence, he's got everyone hooked. The whole room is just leaning in. And here's the thing that's so wild. The magic wasn't in some slick marketing slogan. No, it was all about the structure of the idea itself. It's what you could call identity engineering, which is a fancy way of saying he built the concept so clearly that it wiped out any competition before they even had a chance to show up.
All right, let's jump back to that stage. We're going to pull this whole moment apart piece by piece, because what he did back then, man, it's more important now than ever before.
So the scene is set. Macworld, January 2007. And you got to remember what the phone market was like back then. It was just a total mess, right? You had your BlackBerrys, which were all about email. You had Motorola with their slick designs. Nokia was everywhere, and they were all just fighting to be a slightly better version of the same old thing, a phone.
So Jobs kicks things off. First, he says, we've got a widescreen iPod with touch controls. And everyone in the crowd is nodding along. Yep, makes sense. That's Apple's wheelhouse.
Then he drops the second product, a revolutionary mobile phone. Okay, now things are getting interesting. You can feel the shift. Apple's jumping into the phone wars.
And then, the third piece of the puzzle, a breakthrough internet communications device. So there you have it, 3 huge promises: an iPod, a phone, an internet device.
And this is where he does it, the iconic pause. He says it again, slow, an iPod, a phone, an internet communicator. He just lets it hang there for a second. You can practically hear the gears turning in everyone's head. And then he asks, are you getting it? And then, boom, the big reveal. These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And just like that, the iPhone isn't a better phone. No way. It's something else entirely. He literally created a category of one right there on stage. So what we just witnessed, that wasn't just some slick sales pitch. It was a masterclass in a strategy called creating a category of one. And the idea behind it is actually pretty simple, but it is so powerful. Fusing things together beats just trying to be different every single time.
Okay, so this definition is really the key to the whole thing. It's all about fusing completely different worlds, like a music player and a phone, into one brand new entity. And the whole point of doing this is to get rid of what are called semantic rivals. That's just a technical term for anybody else who could use the same words to describe their product. Think about it. If you're the only iPod, phone, internet device on the planet, what can anyone even compare you to? Nothing.
And this really gets to the heart of the choice every brand has to make. You can take the old path, differentiation, which is basically saying, hey, we're like those guys, but a little bit better. And that just throws you right into a fight. Or you can take the fusion path, and that says, we are the only thing in the universe that is A times B. That's not a battle. That's you creating your own private island where you're the only one there.
Okay, so I know what you're thinking. That was 2007, ancient history, right? Why does this even matter now? Well, it matters because that same exact logic, that obsession with clarity that worked on a human audience back then, it's now the only language that matters to the most powerful force shaping our world today: AI.
Here's a good way to think about it. An AI is like a super literal librarian. If you walk up and tell it you're some kind of innovative synergy solution, it just stares at you blankly. It has no clue what shelf to put you on. That confusion, that ambiguity, it leads to what's called a low-confidence classification. And that means you get shoved onto a dusty back shelf and you're never going to get found or recommended to anyone.
And this is exactly why clarity is king in the age of AI. See, AI doesn't get clever marketing talk or creativity. It gets patterns. Hard, clear patterns. A fused identity, like iPod plus phone, that's a crystal clear machine-readable pattern. But when you just say you're better than someone else, to an AI, that's just static. It's noise. When you create that clean, fused definition, you're handing the AI a unique signal it can lock right onto, and that makes you the go-to definitive answer for that new category you just invented. So, the big question is,
how do we actually do this? How do we go from theory to practice? Well, the source material lays out a blueprint for us. It's called the Fusion Node Framework, and it's basically a 5-step guide to building your very own category of one.
So let's walk through these 5 steps real quick. First, you've got to nail down your domain A. This is your foundation, right? Your core thing. Second, you find your domain B. This is the secret sauce, the thing that makes you structurally different from everyone else. Third, you smash them together. You create the fusion node, that new definition. Fourth, and this one is so important, you eliminate rivals. That means you stop using any language that compares yourself to other people. And last, you just reinforce it over and over and over again, everywhere, until that new definition is you.
Okay, time to make this real for you. Seriously, grab a pen or open up a note because we're going to start building your own fusion node right now.
First question for you, what is your domain A? What's your foundational expertise? The category you're already in? Are you, say, a financial advisor, a graphic designer? Maybe you're a project management software. Get specific. This is your home base.
All right, next up, the secret ingredient. What is your domain B? And look, this can't just be some small feature. It needs to be a whole other world, a whole other domain that makes you fundamentally different. Remember, for the iPhone, the phone part was domain A. The widescreen iPod part? That was domain B. So, what's your combo?
And now, you just put them together with this dead simple formula. We are domain A, that domain B. So for example, we are business consultants who use narrative storytelling techniques. You see how that works? It's clean, it's machine readable, it's a fusion node. And it carves out a little piece of the universe that only you own.
So, let's bring it all home. What's the big takeaway here? In a world that is being run more and more by algorithms, winning is not about being the best anymore. It's about being the only. Just like it says here, AI doesn't pick winners. It just recognizes the things that refuse to overlap with anything else. When you fuse your unique domains, you're not competing anymore. You're not just adding to the noise. Instead, you're creating a signal so clear, so distinct, it simply cannot be ignored. You are engineering your very own category of one.